and we know the different categories of licenses that you have to acquire before you are even allowed to drive a taxi that will pick commercial passengers. And you are told that Kaya Ye trained for 6 months. Kaya Ye. No, Kaya Ye.
I won't say plural.
Plural, yeah.
Okay, you have done well.
Trained for 6 months. And one of them is all of a sudden going to drive a bus.
Which you require a Class D. You require a Class D license to drive a bus.
Like, seriously?
But it is considered a heavy-duty vehicle.
Like,
You think it's
kick me,
basic.
I'm dead.
Maybe the person doesn't drive. The person who did the artwork doesn't drive.
Okay, it's possible.
So may not appreciate the, let's say, the nitty-gritties of it, you know.
Yeah.
So perhaps that's it. But we all must be cautious, especially in this season.
Yeah.
A lot of things will be thrown at us.
Yeah.
So we have to be cautious.
But I'm worried that people who work for state institutions deliberately channel this information.
And that has
When
become a
government-
worrying trend.
Yeah, because you can't have the Ministry of Information attempting to fight this information, and agents of government are the same people churning out this information. I mean,
But apology has been rendered. I've seen some government officials, because people, including Kofi Bentel, wondered why buses have been unveiled, electric buses. And somebody would tell a very small lie, and I'm quoting him. He says, if you want to tell a lie, tell a bigger lie. This small lie that has overshadowed the unveiling of the buses, right? But then, of course, no lie is justifiable, right?
This is like a very rolling eyes moment. What is like a small lie? What's a big lie? What is that?
So is it lie for the big project?
I think his point is that this lie is needless.
Okay. And indeed, it overshadowed the whole conversation about electric
It tells
vehicles.
you it wasn't a small lie.
Yeah.
It was.
It
was huge.
Yeah.
Deliberate to achieve a certain-
because
certain-
the whole idea was to make it look like
Yeah.
this is it.
Yeah.
When it was not, in fact, not the case. If it were a minute thing, it would not have,
Yeah.
But it was major.
No, I get that. The implications and repercussions have been major. But yes, somebody just wanted to tell a narrative that is so befitting, right? That, oh, we have electric vehicles. We just don't have electric vehicles. Guess who is driving it? You get the point. It's a very perfect picture, right?
And this Kaya politics, I hope that at a point, look, they have
They are
sometimes
not,
promised
they are not
hostels.
even, they are just used as
You get it in
they are,
every
they are
election
pawns
year.
in their game. They are pawns in their game, and it's happening all the time.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the argument has been that how about we fix the challenges
Yeah.
from where they are migrating from? Thing is, it's not all of them that are coming from up north. There are people coming from different parts.
Yeah.
Just that because there's a dominant number coming from there, that is the assumption that they're there. But at the heart of this whole issue is the lack of opportunities across the country, where it feels like everything is centered in Accra. So people prefer to come here and live in deplorable conditions and make ends meet a little, and they're able to send something back home. And it is increasing our urban poverty. So our government should spread the development wide. It should not be centered in a few areas that would force people to always migrate to Accra. It's the Morning Star here on Star 103.5 FM. Time now to bring you the newspaper review segment.
Star 103.5 FM. No one comes close. We are simply the best.
Let's have breakfast on the Morning Star. This is Star 103.
This is the Morning Star here on Star 103.5 FM. Let's find out what the newspapers are reporting this morning. Of course, the Peace Pact will feature prominently in many of the papers because it happened yesterday. Well, the Daily Graphic newspaper, front page, 2024 elections, Bawumia and Mahama signed Peace Pact. 11 other candidates are how? Are they 13?
They are 12 now.
So it should be 10.
Yeah.
So why are they saying 11?
They still, Ekwedonkos is on the ballot paper.
11 others concur. So it's a good scheme. Or the party came to time.
Yeah, Ekwedonkos in the spiritual world.
God. Anyway, so that's the story on the front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper. The quote for today, we'll talk about the Peace Pact in a bit. So the quote for today is 8 days to the elections, right? And they say, your vote is your power. If you don't use it, others will use it against you. Nelson Mandela. So please go out there and cast your votes come December 7. If you are voting, if you're part of the special voters category, make sure that Monday you show up at your center to vote. Okay? I hope you verified to check whether your name was at your center after your employers took your name to the EC for registration. If you didn't check, unfortunately, you would have to vote on
election day.
Election day.
Yeah.
So go and try. Go and check. In fact, not go and try. Go and check and be sure that that's what it is and cast your votes for the special voting. Yeah. So yesterday we had the various presidential candidates. At a certain point, Hassan Ayariga had to draw their attention to allow them to also speak. But then they said, they were going to let them speak. But I don't know whether it was an improvised arrangement or that was indeed the plan, because it would have been in Ghanaian parlance some way if it was just the two leading candidates that were allowed to speak and not the others not given the chance to speak. And one of the things he said was very crucial. The Boku situation, that Boku has been on fire. This kind of effort we are exerting into a peace pact, how about we do same for the people of the area? And I think it was a very good call, and we appeal to the relevant authorities to apply the same energy. Sometimes it looks like when we like the ones that are attention grabbing, that will make us look like we are working a lot. But in many instances, the very difficult ones are even more rewarding. And I think that'll be people. You wanted to say something in relation to
no, I think that you've said it. We can't be seen to be talking against the duopoly and always seem to be encouraging that. And I think that yesterday that was the plan. Because trust me, now if they intended for the other parties to speak, they would have spoken before Dr. Bawumia and former President Mahama. Like they would have been the first to speak. But I hope that the Peace Council has learned its lessons, because it was needless. It was some way for Ayariga to stand on his feet, demanding there. I mean, we had diplomatic community around, and I think it wasn't the best. But like from what you said, he says, and I'm referring to Ayariga, his mom is from the other side, his father is from the other side. So such a person, imagine. Like it's virtually your family fighting.
Exactly.
You can't win, you can't lose. And I think we need to do more. We shouldn't just assume that because it's just limited to Boku, all of us, it doesn't affect us. It does, actually. You remember the immigration officer who died, and the Chile tributes from his brother. Still, that thing hasn't even. It hasn't done anything.
Nothing has changed.
Yes, it's so.
Innocent people are getting caught up in it.
Anyway, but we hope that after signing the peace pact, these parties and the leaders are not going to foment trouble come December 7th.
I think I'm suspecting the Peace Council was operating on the premise that they're supposed to ensure that political parties commit to peace. Their supporters are reined in and they do not fight. They surveyed, scanned, and realized that if you don't have supporters, how can they fight?
I thought he was coming to say.
I'm coming. Let me laugh. So that was why initially informed.
Oh no, you.
Then there will be no need for them to sign. If you think they don't have the following, for which reason?
They are the backing vocalist. You see, so like 2 people will sign, right? But there is a need for the ink.
No, but even the seating arrangement and everything. They have the 2 leading candidates sitting on the high table. The other one sitting at a certain VIP session.
Yes.
Yeah. Either they are candidates
Or they are not.
candidates.
Anyway, we can stretch it and say that all the small parties, they are aligned to either of them.
Yes.
So if their leaders have spoken,
Muhammad signed on behalf of half of them. Baumia signed on behalf of the others. So that's the proper etal. You see, so MPP NDC
so
etal.
he said Mahama, Baumia,
And others.
and others.
Yes. So
And many more.
and many more.
interesting.
So
So it is what it is.
That's the only story on the front page of the Daily Graphic.
Yeah,
so it's your turn.
It's a peace edition of
Yeah.
the newspaper. All right, so the Chronicle.
But we hope that it translates into peace indeed.
Yeah.
Because we had all the most important
Yeah.
stakeholders there. We had, at least for the 2 leading political parties,
Yeah.
we had the Chief Justice there
Yeah.
as well. And
Yeah.
so we hope the Electoral Commissioner was there.
Yeah.
She spoke at the ceremony.
Yeah. I think.
And so
I think
the police also was there.
Yeah, the
And so
police.
all the media was there as
Yeah.
well. So the critical people or stakeholders going into the polls, they were all there. I hope that it's not just rhetoric.
Yeah, that's true.
I hope it's not just rhetoric,
That's very
because
important.
one of the arguments the NDC, for instance, was making was that they signed the peace pact and still
People die.
people die.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
and I think 2020 for us perhaps would be the worst in our experience.
The deadliest.
Yes,
Yeah,
you know, the
for
deadliest in our
everything.
experience. And to think that nobody has been sanctioned for it is worrying. And you feel that sometimes we're just committing to these things for the look of it.
Yeah.
You know, so
And-
let's
and
please.
Talking about peace, I think I will have ways that the speaker was there. So he makes peace with the Chief Justice as status. That would be more or less like the
Oh, but
curtain raiser.
but Apenyo has been speaking.
Oh, yes.
He says the speaker has taken parliament as his property.
It's under lock and key. He opens it.
Well,
as and
it-
when.
No, but you see, sometimes, yes, you may be upset, but did the majority leader realistically think that there was going to be a recall of parliament, so they would sit Thursday, Friday?
Yeah. So
Even when they are not in their election season,
Yeah.
getting them back is not easy.
problem.
Even when parliament is sitting,
Yeah.
look at the level of absenteeism.
Yeah, that's true.
And it is now that elections are coming and you want to throw in, you know, look, they need to sit down and talk this out as guys would.
Yeah.
They should sit down and talk this out as guys would and stop this whole media banter and media engagement, because it is not helping.
Yeah. And I agree with you now that there's no end in sight.
No.
So even after the elections, when they return, there's
Yes.
no guarantee that there will be normalcy.
Absolutely.
There's no guarantee. And to me, that's worrying. Hopefully, we kept saying this, cool heads will prevail. But where we've gotten to, there's no head to prevail anywhere. Like I said, after the elections, especially the outcome of the elections, will either worsen matters or even get some people to take much more entrenched positions in this regard. So I just hope that at least we are able to see the rest of the lifespan of this 8th Parliament through in one piece. Let's just hope.
It is because it is very it's worrying.
Yeah.
And we are here. Some would say that there's no need going to the past, but that's the foundation of everything.
Yeah.
It didn't have to go to the court.
Oh, yeah.
Parliament
It could have been
resolved
differently.
this on their own, but because one party feels that, if I go to the courts, the probability that I'll get the decision in my favor is 95% out of 100. The person just goes there.
But
When it will afford an opportunity, it could have afforded them just to dialogue, because it's negotiation. Like Muntaka was saying, they were hoping that this parliament, the way it was, more consensus building, more compromising would be the way forward. But it's become
The opposite.
very acrimonious.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if someone even wants to be the one to compromise, they would not, because they would appear to their supporters as being
As
weak.
Yeah.
Yes, but another thing is that I think the majority panicked, and it's for a good reason.
You panicked for
The majority panicked after
the numbers.
the declaration of the seats, 4 seats as vacant. And you just put yourself in Afenyo's shoes. Yes, well, we argue that, yes, there were other options, yes. But you were just going to lose your status, one, as a leader. Now, that will have rippling effects on your standing in even the political party that chose you as a leader. And then the immediate, and that even happened, immediate comparison is that, oh, how will a chairman have handled it?
But it's still being said.
And then, of course, like I said, still being said. And then he's a lawyer, right? So he says, okay, let me go to the court. I think it's the processes at the court. Honestly, I think that it's got much more to do with how things played out in court. Because
you
it
know-
became like, okay, let's teach the speaker a lesson. And that is not in the hands of the one who took the matter to the court. It is the players. And at the
Well,
point,
you
it became
see-
like, okay, let's show who is more powerful.
You see, well, I will not leave it solely at the court as to how they handled it. Well, I'm sure.
Yeah,
let
the-
me
but
leave
you
it
see,
to-
we are-
let me
Beyond what transpired at the court, even utterances
Yeah.
after the court
Exactly.
verdict and everything, also wasn't,
Yeah, it wasn't
his
the
comments and everything wasn't something that was going to ensure unity.
Yeah.
Calling
Yeah.
telling him that he's not an emperor, he's
Yeah.
not this, he's
Well,
not
I
that.
get
This
that.
is somebody that you are appealing to
Yeah.
recall parliament.
Yeah.
And in another breath, So I mean, the utterances itself didn't help matters.
Yeah, I get you. The Chronicle this morning is my first paper. I'll change the face. I'll change the face of sports in Ghana when
Who's
elected
that?
president again. John Dramani Mahama, our precious minerals marketing
our
company,
sports
the
data.
success story via strategic investment. This man has really invested in this PRO.
Who is that?
The PMMMC guy. What's the name? I think Occupy. Their group's name was what?
Occupy Ghana.
Occupy Ghana, yes, and then they occupy the Flagstaff.
Now it is only statement they issue.
Yeah.
They will issue epistles for who to
Yeah.
read.
Yeah, he's
Sometimes they don't even include contacts
he's
for
the
you to
boss
reach
now.
out.
You cannot even reach them. You see, and that is what really sometimes, not sometimes, has dampened people's faith when it comes to pressure groups.
Yeah. Yeah.
You feel that everybody and their interest. Once
It's
their
all about
interests are
interest.
met.
Because
They
most of
leave
the
you
people that
hanging.
participated in the protest are the helm of affairs. And where
Oh,
are we
yeah.
now?
Yeah.
But to be fair, it is not limited to.
Oh, no, it's not limited
Oh, no.
to. It's not
Committee
limited.
for Joint Action.
CJ, I was about-
So those ones-
Yeah.
What you notice that they start from time to they show up
It's seasonal.
when it's seasonal. So was this CJA, Committee for Joint
Joint-
Action?
yeah,
Joint
CJ.
Action.
There was AFAG, right?
Yeah.
There was AFA.
Then there is
AFA was modeled after
Yeah.
CJ.
Then there was
For let my vote
Let
count,
My Vote
it
Count.
was deliberate.
Yeah.
Like it was
For
specific
the electoral
Yes,
purposes,
yeah.
and then Occupy Ghana.
Occupy Ghana.
But me, I recall Occupy Ghana
Oh yeah, because
a
it
lot
had the
more
most
because
elite.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
and the group, it felt so genuine.
Yeah.
It felt so genuine because things were difficult,
Yeah.
and you were wondering what exactly is happening.
Despite the fact that some of you were working like bulls, things were still difficult.
Yes,
Yeah, so
you know-
I expect you to also work.
Yeah, absolutely. And to think that it is under some of these people that we are here. You remember Ken Oforiatta?
yeah.
And
With
it
a
is
V-neck.
yes,
With a
and the
red
necklace
V-neck and a
and
necklace.
the bandana.
Bandana.
As if he loved Ghana.
That
Ama.
bandana
Oh,
was
why
not
are you
from
questioning
Ghana.
his
No.
loyalty and
That bandana
commitment
was
to-
not from Ghana.
Bandana from Ghana. Cocoa. Anyway, and he becomes finance minister. And look at our situation. We are back at the IMF. Excessive borrowing.
Yeah. Yeah. It is
When
what
he
it
was borrowing, even I remember at the Meet the Press, the very first Meet the Press that they had with the president,
is. Yeah.
and it was Benan Avle who asked
Yeah.
them the question about the borrowing. Like
Borrowing.
already, they've gone to the international market to borrow X amount and
Yeah.
Y amount.
Yeah.
I mean, you said what's the name? The money was here.
Yeah.
We didn't have to borrow.
Yeah.
So why so
Why
much?
borrowing? Yeah.
And after that, other economists, they kept sounding the alarm.
Yeah.
This, at a point, they told us, we are independent people.
Yeah.
We are a sovereign nation.
Yeah, sovereign
Ghana will not go to the IMF, and it is e-levy that will solve it. We this.
Things are not the same
We this.
anymore.
E-levy is still happening, and we are the IMF.
The E-levy you see today,
You shall see no
you
more.
shall see no more.
You see, but you know, and that is why whichever government will come next.
Yeah, yeah, it's going to
Look,
be difficult.
Ghanaians are becoming more and more conscious
Oh yeah,
of
Yeah.
why they elect people into office.
yep.
Gone were the days where they would just elect you and ignore.
Yeah, yeah. Now they will match you both,
Yes.
to both, each step of the way.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's a reason some people look at, they do the comparisons and they see that, Charlie, things are really worse than they were before.
Yeah.
And so if another government gets the opportunity to come and they come and do those purposeless lamentations about, oh, but this, we are better than this one.
Yeah.
Comparing West to
Yeah,
West, I mean,
yeah.
our
I heard
demo-
that.
our democracy will be
I
there.
heard that one, and I'm like, oh, come on, we are 9 days to election. That's the last thing Ghanaians want to hear. That yeah, things are terrible, but they were more terrible in the past.
You know,
at least my doom saw is also over West.
to the point where somebody at a point,
Yeah.
is it the vice president? He
The
said,
vice president,
if it was the NDC in power, the dollar would have been 16 cedis by
Yeah,
then.
some-
That was around. It was around when it was what 10 or 14.
14, yeah. Yeah.
Is that the answer?
And honestly, you see, what the central bank governor said about we having over $7 billion, and the fact that if we want to send the city to 10 city to $1, we can do that.
It's not sustainable.
But we pumped in 800 million, and
Yes.
that's what is
That-
It's
that-
stabilizing, but it
artificial.
is,
Yeah.
but it is not sustainable.
I don't get it. I just don't.
you
Because
know,
he himself said that. It's not, he said, if I do it today, what will happen tomorrow? He said, and I'm
he
going
now
to
said it. Yes,
And you,
and we keep, and we
I can
see,
only weep for next year.
look.
Look, on Wednesday, I listened to your interview with Dr.
Richmond Etuayen, yeah.
Richmond Etuayen, and look, he explained in simple terms why sometimes the Bretton Woods institution will want to paint a good picture
Yeah.
of our economy because of democracy. It is
Yeah.
failing
Absolutely.
on our continent.
Yeah.
So they need that poster card, that
Yeah.
poster child,
Yeah.
to ensure that at least democracy is working somewhere. That's why sometimes they are favorable to us. It's not because they love us, and it's
Yeah.
about time we also take destiny into our own hands. We
Look,
can't always
I am.
continue.
For
to-
me, I am dreading the next couple of years that's going to happen. You know, government has been borrowing extremely on the local market now.
market,
So
yeah.
if you go Treasury bills, the interest rates are like
Yeah.
Yeah, the government has
something that was
crowded-
16,
Yeah, crowded out
16 or
everybody.
10.
Yes,
It's 26.
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost 30. I'm sure that for the 1 year, the 1 year one,
One
3651,
month, yeah.
it should be around 30 or something, or a little
Because
over.
government needs the money.
But
urgently.
you see, like Dr. Tiaino was saying, if we don't put things right, we may have to do another restructuring.
Yeah.
Now imagine, for those who are putting their monies in treasury bills at the moment,
Yeah.
if it happens that we have to do that again,
That would be
they
good.
would suffer
Our
haircuts too.
our financial system will also collapse. I mean, people
Most
lose
definitely.
interest in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Including savings account. I
Yes.
mean, at a point,
And
people
that-
even contemplate whether they should
Oh,
still
yes.
keep their
money in the
bank.
banks. And you see, and that's how come government move heaven and earth not to touch treasury bills. Because that would have been the final nail in the coffin, honestly. So let's not do things that will expose us to the extent that
That's
we
the
will have
point.
to go there. You see, and this is not
And we are doing-
political.
we are doing
This
the
is-
things.
This is the most prudent thing to do economically. Because you see, you take your decisions at the helm of affair. Me, that have got nothing to do with those decisions, I will be impacted one way or the other.
But even government itself, imagine if government was able to put in place measures to ensure
Yeah.
that the city doesn't depreciate to this level.
Yeah.
The IPPs you owe is because they charge you in dollars.
Exactly.
Once
Exactly.
it goes up, you
Yes.
collect your revenue in cedis.
That's the point.
You get it? So once it goes up, you'll be found wanting.
Anyway.
Are you done with your
Yeah,
paper?
so the other stories here. Dan Security Task Force meets CUC in Accra. Mad rush for NPP T-shirt in Ashanti region. And quotation for this morning. Ecclesiastes 5 verses 5. It is better not to make a vow than to make one and not to fulfill it.
It's the peace pact,
So
Sonny.
says the Lord, yes. So once you sign the peace pact,
Fulfill
You
it.
should
Let your
fulfill it.
actions
yeah.
be in tandem with
Yeah.
it.
The EC boss says the EC will announce results that will reflect the will of the people. She said it there. And Dampare also said the security will do whatever it takes to safeguard the peace.
Keep the peace, not the peace.
The former president NDC flag bearer says this is just a paper. It will mean nothing if actions are not taken to prevent what happened in 2020 to repeat itself.
Yeah.
Dr. Bawumia says, I implore you, let's work together towards safeguarding our peace.
Amen.
They have said their own. The reality is on the ground. Let's see how that plays out. Yeah.
Other stories?
All right.
That's it for Chronicle.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Daily Guide. 2024 elections. Presidential candidates signed peace pacts. Also, Bawumia to win polls with 50.2%, according to IPG research.
Yes, another
and
research
traders.
that's
So,
And it gives
is it the one that said
it
it
gives
will be
Mahama
close?
the same figure that he got in 20
47 point something.
47.3. Yeah.
And put Dr. Bawumia at 50.2.
50.2, yes.
And then, who said that it will be easy for...
Yeah.
Bawumia and easy
Smart
for
Sapon says
Bawumia.
it will be easy for Bawumia to win, just as it will be easy for Mahama to win. How can you lose with such a prediction?
If all right, traders commend election security task force. Yeah, like I said yesterday, the IGP met Guta, leadership of Guta,
dear.
and Ewukugwa chief petitions minister over
Ewukugwa.
Ewukugwa and Ewukugwa.
He said Ewukugwa. Ewukugwa.
We hear you.
Ewukugwa. It's just Ewukugwa and Ewukugwa.
Wait,
There's a Uku and there's Gwa.
Like I don't even
Yeah.
anyway.
I don't even mind you.
Ewukugwa chief petitions minister over hospital name, and Kufuor reaffirms support for Bawumia.
And yeah,
I'm-
goes through more and show.
And she way. I'm done with the
They
daily
said,
guide.
yeah, no, we are Jimmy Aboswai. No, we are.
But take it or leave it. Jack was honest. He says that I am who I am. I became president because of NPP.
Yeah.
You don't expect that I support any other party or any other candidate. So it is politics. People should just
It is what
understand.
it is. I think I'll play that song for Alan this morning. Let me take you through the Daily Dispatch newspaper front page. Bawumia was very instrumental in reviving the economy. That's according to Kufuor.
No, under him.
Sorry. During my presidency.
Yes. Under him.
Man,
So
can you
as a deputy Bank of Ghana
He
governor,
was more effective than head
Than
of the economic management
Polakwa,
team.
even Polakwa.
Yeah,
I
but
wonder how
Polakwa was the
Polakwa
governor,
will be feeling.
Say he was instrumental. It doesn't mean that he was the lead.
Okay, so Polakwa could be the instrument.
Yes.
And then Bawumia is the towel. You see,
Yeah.
so instrumental.
Yes.
Child, I feel you should be clapping
So
for me.
Bawumia was very instrumental in reviving the economy during my presidency. That's according to former President Kufuor. Voter details in 24 constituency in 3 regions. I will never keep quiet. Ekufuor responds to Mahama's call for him to stop campaigning. Yeah. So I don't know why it feels like it is. It feels like President Ekufuor and former President Mahama that are going for the elections.
See, allow the president to enjoy his last days.
Yeah, he also misses.
Allow the president to enjoy his last days. It's okay because from the
It's okay.
statesman status of a former president, who will you be jabbing? In fact, they will eventually create a WhatsApp group and then Kufuor will be the administrator and they will be there and they will be laughing at us. So don't worry.
Oh. I wasn't coming. It wasn't even reference to you.
Yeah.
One of the papers I brought earlier, Daily Graphic. There were some more stories that I
And they
missed.
said they did
So,
only one.
The other stories here: electricity challenges fixed, lights on across the country. That's according to the Energy Minister.
What's happening with the ECG app? For the past 2 days, I'm unable to purchase.
So
Did you buy the 1 month they said you should buy?
No.
Are you a Nuru meter?
No, MBH meter.
No,
Hey, you are well. You are doing well.
he's no Nuru. He's Alhamdulillah.
Nuri.
Alhamdulillah.
It's Nuri.
Nuru.
Nuri.
Let's go to the zone. Go to the same Nuru. Have you been there? Have you conducted a disconnection exercise there before?
We use Nuru meter.
Election Security Task Force engages UTAG. Okay, so they say, I hope your lights have been on consistently
Yes,
this
and
week.
like I was saying, I sat here and I think the energy minister had listened to us. I said that instead of telling us that people complaining about their power going off is propaganda, fix it so that nobody's light goes off.
Then you can come
Then-
and say it.
That's my point. And so, yes, kudos to the energy minister
All right.
for saying that the problem has been fixed and this is it, we'll fix it.
Okay.
If the light goes off tomorrow, we'll draw his attention and he will fix it again.
Okay.
How difficult should this
Thank
be?
you very much. Your next paper. Hey.
The Republic Press.
And when your sons are stubborn, you don't understand.
Nana shakes NDC.
Aish.
Crocodile. So Nana shakes NDC as new project spark nationwide excitement. Look at how happy that is. Oh, yo. Nationwide excitement. Look at us.
Ghanaians are happy.
Yeah.
That's the point. And this time around, it follows with a beautiful smile.
Yes.
We are indeed happy.
It's all Ghanaians are happy.
Yeah, that
These
one.
Ghanaians are happy.
Ghanaians are happy. Oh, wow. With the catwalk wave. Hey, now you do. Oh. Anyway, Kufuor calls Alan's bluff. Oh. And says Baumia is right choice for Ghana. Roberts killed. And here is a sad story. So let me get into the mood.
Yes, please.
Roberts killed gas station owner at Gomwa,
Eesh.
Akochi.
Oh.
It's sad, and that's not the only story. Armed robbers strike Domabin filling station, leave one dead.
Is that not? It's not the same story.
No,
Two separate
two
stories.
separate stories. All
Eesh.
living people dead. And of course, if you add it to the Adabraka heist and the fact that we still don't have an update as to the whereabouts of the robbers, the Adabraka
Hey,
heist.
so the people have gone with the money.
Yeah. And Busa South MPP PC allegedly assaults journalists. And all set for 2024 elections as parties commit to peace. That is it for the Republic Press this morning.
All right, Daily Searchlight newspaper. Tell us your plans to combat kids on the streets problem. Civil society demands from NPP and NDC. Why are they making this demand of NDC and NPP? They don't see the other parties. All right. Jospon Group, Zoom Lion, preach peace, stability, and win souls for Christ. Also, GJA condemns Justapo invasion at Metro TV, and Mrs. Sian Ejapon, I think that's the wife of Zoom Lion owner, receives honorary doctorate.
All right. Daily Analyst newspaper front page. Proposed coalition center restriction give unfettered access to the media. To media at all levels. Media coalition tells EC, and peace pact will be meaningless without action. Mahama. Dr. Joyce Ayi advocates for unity beyond partnership, and direct flights from London to Kumasi to begin December 2024. And I've seen all sorts of explanations or meanings being read into this partnership. They said it's agenda. I don't know how true it is, but ake. They say. Yes. Other stories here. Peace Pact. Results will reflect the will of citizens. That's according to the Electoral Commission boss, Madam Jean Adukwe Mensah.
All right, the Custodian newspaper is the next one I have. Baumia to win 2024 polls with 50.2, according to new survey. And also, Bold Solutions. Baumia gives skills to Kayaye. Mama gives them headpans. Also, ESLA launches Ghana digital economy and strategy. Jospon Group work for peace and to win soul for Christ.
Daily Democrat. Vote NPP out for hardship. That's according to Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman. Mahama vows to end economic hardship, and BCM accuses police of bias, and NDC will work with Queen Mothers to fight poverty. Professor Nana Jane. I'm done.
All right, the Ghanaian Observer, NPP, NDC sign peace pact ahead of December polls. Jospon Group, Zoom Lion, Work for Peace, and Digital Economy Policy and Strategy launch comes with a photograph of Esla Owusu-Ekufo, Minister of Communications. Dr. Baumia is good and faithful servant, votes for him, according to Communication Director of his party, Richard Ahiagba. And Baumia unveils new era in public transport. I'm sure it's about the new electronic buses. 10 have been procured so far. They are expecting 90 more to top it up to 100.
All right. The new finder, digital economy. Ghana sets bold vision to be a leader in Africa's transformation, and GSC earns enviable accolade and what's the name? Innovation and Partnership take center stage at Greek Forum. That's it for the new finder.
All right, Daily Democrat, vote NPP out for hardship. Opokwajiman. Mahama vows to end economic hardship, and BCM Ghana accuses police of bias. And NDC will work with Queen Mothers to fight poverty.
I just brought that paper.
So you've read that already? I guess you're done then. So you did a jit. I brought a hard copy. Let me do the back page. Since you didn't have the... Okay, let me... We are done.
Sorry.
I guess you can do online now. So Daily Democrat, we've read your paper twice. So next time, give a shout out to your newspaper.
Starfm.com.gh. Punish NPP for denying you representation. Professor Pokwajiman to Likpe. Jospon Group and Zoom Lion work for peace to win souls for Christ. And I've not been treated fairly by Black Stars. That's according to Grace Ashi. And 2.5 billion Ghana cedis wasted on NAPCO could have created 482,000 sustainable jobs and generated billions of cedis for the nation. Hey, where is he? What has he been up to? You've collected over 1.2 billion cedis in taxes, yet you can't renovate CAS. Iwadako slams government. And no government can cancel free SHS, or Pariado says. Mahama calls for concrete actions to give meaning to peace pact. And that's it for starfm.com.gh.
All right, City Newsroom. EC identifies shortfalls in ballot papers for Volta region constituencies. I will tackle challenges facing our states, Baumia assures, and Bagbin treating parliament like his personal property. Majority Leader Afenyo Markin is making this claim. And Galamsey fight has produced positive results, according to CEO of Forestry Commission. Show the world Ghana can hold credible, peaceful elections in Chambers, and government compensates over 500 affected Bujumburam rock blasting victims, and Muntaka takes oath to ensure peaceful elections in Asawasi constituency. So that's the localized version of the Peace Pact.
All right, thank you very much, Emmanuel Gingerman Bikbo, for joining me, as well as Ibrahim Alassan, who's made his way to television. We will bring you more on the Morning Star right after this break. We'll go for a break. When we return, some music. It's Friday. Let's shake off the stress of the weekend, prepare for a wonderful weekend. You should see Bikbo. He's stretching for the weekend. Hey, if there's anybody that enjoys the weekend more than anybody, it is Emmanuel Bikbo. It's a Morning Star here on Star 103.5 FM. We'll be right back.